Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya. I'm a holistic health coach. Have you heard of bone broth and all its magical benefits, but you're still not exactly sure why it's being referred to as liquid gold? If so, keep on watching because I'm not only going to show you how to make bone broth today, but I'm going to go over all of its benefits. And of course, for the best content on living a healthy lifestyle, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video every Wednesday. So I get it. It almost seems too good to be true because bones are something that we toss in the compost or we feed to our dog. But trust me on this one, bone broth does have indeed some really cool health benefits that we're going to go over in a second, and make sure you stay till the end of the video because I'm going to be showing you the exact recipe that I make on a weekly basis. So let's start by what exactly is bone broth. Well, bone broth is made by simmering bones in water over a long period of time. You can also add some herbs and vegetables like garlic, onion, some carrot, some celery, rosemary, thyme, all to add extra flavor. The typical recipe also includes a vinegar. Vinegar is really important because it helps to pull all the nutrients out of the bones and into the water, which becomes the broth. Even though bone broth has only recently gained a lot of popularity, bone broth has been around forever. It was a way for our ancestors to use every part of the animal. All right, now that you know what bone broth is, let's get right into the benefits. You might have heard how good bone broth is for your gut health, but there are so many more benefits for the rest of your body as well. Number one is that it helps lower chronic inflammation. Inflammation is not necessarily a bad thing when it comes and it goes. Like for example, if you sprain your ankle, there's going to be an inflammatory response, and that is completely normal. The problem is our current lifestyle environment is constantly signaling inflammation, and that is called chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation has been linked to a lot of chronic illnesses, so we definitely want to keep it at a minimum as much as possible. So you may ask, where does bone broth come in? Well, the amino acids like arginine and glycine in bone broth are extremely anti-inflammatory. Number two, it improves joint health. As we get older, the cartilage between our bones start to diminish. Collagen, which is a protein, is actually extracted from the bones when you make bone broth. And proteins like collagen are made up of amino acids. There are two amino acids that are specifically beneficial to joint health. There are proline and glycine, and as you probably guessed, they are in collagen, and they help your body build connective tissue like tendons and ligaments. Bone broth also contains chondroitin sulfate and glucosamine, and these compounds are actually sold as pretty pricey supplement to treat inflammation, arthritis, and just overall chronic joint pain. So if you are suffering from arthritis or joint pain, it could be interesting to see if bone broth could improve your condition. Honestly, I wish I would have known about that benefit of bone broth when I was a professional athlete playing volleyball every single day, jumping like a million times a day, and my joints really needed that extra like TLC. Number three is healthy glowing skin. This is one of my favorite benefits because who doesn't love a healthy glowing skin? Now, I mentioned in my previous video that a few weeks ago, I was consuming 1 liter of bone broth a day for a full week. It was kind of like post holidays, and I just wanted to give my body like a little boost, I suppose. And my skin and hair was great. And I don't know for sure if it was the bone broth, but I don't know what else it would have been. By the way, that video was what I ate in a day for healthy digestion. If you are interested in that video, I will link it down below and right here. The reason why bone broth can support a healthy skin is once again because of the collagen content. Collagen helps the body form elastin, which is a protein that is responsible for the elasticity in our skin. Collagen has also been proven to reduce the signs of aging by improving the texture and overall appearance of our skin. I personally double up on collagen every morning. I take my Bend Beauty Marine Collagen plus cofactors, and on top of that, I take my bone broth. Number four is gut health. Gelatin has been shown to help seal the openings of the gut lining and overall help with gut integrity. Now, think of aloe vera. So when you have a burn, you apply some aloe vera and it's very soothing and it calms down the inflammation. So gelatin has a very similar effect in your gut. If you have an inflamed gut and you consume some gelatin, it just kind of soothes everything. By the way, gelatin is a broken down form of collagen. There's also an amino acid in gelatin called glutamine. So glutamine has been shown to maintain the integrity of the intestinal wall, and also it can prevent and heal leaky gut. Leaky gut, also known as intestinal permeability, is when the tight junctions between the cells of your intestinal barrier becomes loose and they start allowing things in like food particles that have been not like partially digested. Leaky gut is associated with not only digestive conditions but also immune conditions. So keeping those junctions tight is very important for overall health. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to make an entire video on a leaky gut. Number 5 is that it supports your immune system. Did you know that about 70 to 80% of your immune system is located in your gut? The immune system is located right there so that it can neutralize any threat that could be coming through your intestinal lining. So if you have a weakened gut lining, like seen in a leaky gut, you may be allowing undigested food particles to get in your bloodstream, and then your immune system will cause an immune reaction to that because it doesn't quite recognize the chemical structure of partially digested food particles. So what's gonna happen, it's gonna create antibodies against this particular chemical structure. And when that happens once in a while, it's not the end of the world. But if you are constantly ingesting foods and then they're going in your bloodstream partially undigested, then it's essentially sending your immune system into overdrive, and it's going to be producing an abundance of antibodies. So there's a lot of recent research connecting these immune reactions with autoimmune disease. So the antibodies that your immune system is creating against certain protein structures can be very similar to the protein structures we have already in our body. If the body starts confusing the two, that means essentially your body could be producing antibodies that is attacking your own body, and that is exactly what happens in autoimmune diseases. There's still a ton of research to be done in this field, but I do think this link is extremely interesting and definitely worth looking into. After all, Hippocrates did say all disease begin in the gut. Number 6 is that it's a nutrient powerhouse. Lastly, I want to touch on how nutrient dense bone broth is. So when the bones are simmered, all the nutrients and particularly the minerals are extracted into the water. With our food quality going down, it's getting harder and harder to get all the essential minerals that we do need. So it is important to supplement, and I think bone broth is a great way to supplement with certain minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium that are found in animal bones. I'm curious what you think of bone broth so far. What do you think? Is it just one big gimmick, or do you think it actually has potential to have real health benefits? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. All right, now that we know why we should be consuming bone broth, let me show you exactly how I make bone broth on a weekly basis. This recipe is so easy and will take no time at all. Welcome to my kitchen. So as promised, today we're going to be making some bone broth. You're going to need the following ingredients. 2 pounds of bones. Here I have some grass-fed organic beef bones. You're gonna need 4 liters of water. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of some apple cider vinegar, a full bulb of garlic, and some sea salt. You're gonna start off by roasting the bone for 30 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit degrees. And while the bones are roasting, you're gonna boil the water. You could just bring everything to a boil once it's in the slow cooker, but I find it much easier to just throw in some boiling water right off the bat and then start off on a low setting versus bringing everything to a boil and then reducing the heat. Once you've roasted the bones, you can go ahead and place them in the slow cooker. So we're gonna do that right now. And then we'll add the water. Be careful because this is boiling water. And then we're gonna add all the garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I only have a little bit left, so we're just gonna go ahead and toss that in. And some sea salt. I don't add too much sea salt at first, and I think you can always add a little bit more while you consume the bone broth if you feel like you need a little bit more. And try not to skip the apple cider vinegar because it will help extract all the minerals from the bone so that your bone broth will be like a little bit more nutrient dense. And then that's it. You allow it to simmer for a minimum of 8 hours or up to 24 hours. I usually try to do 24 hours, but it kind of depends on when I start it and when I have Time to take it out. Once it's done, I strain the broth and I transfer it into a mason jar. And once the broth chills, so I place it in the fridge, once it's chilled, there's gonna be a layer of fat that's gonna float to the top. I just discard that. You could also use it as a cooking fat, but I would suggest definitely using organic and grass-fed bone if you want to use that fat as cooking fat. And that's it. I like to warm up around 500 milliliters, so like 2 cups, every morning to start off my day. And there you have it. Now you know all about bone broth and exactly how to make it. Now I do want to mention that I have a free 7-day meal plan that is gut friendly as well. So if you want more recipes that's going to be nourishing and suiting for your gut, check out my link in the description box. It'll be the first link. This meal plan contains recipes, the meal plan, grocery list, everything you need for a very successful 7 days. If you like this video, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribed. And if you know of anyone that could benefit from watching this video, then definitely share it with them. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.